Untold Secret, Sam Heughan in the Unsent letter to Caitriona Balfe. Scotland in late December is often so cold that breath turns to white smoke. The wind sweeps across the hills, carrying the smell of damp grass and the distant sound of church bells. In a small wooden house on the edge of Loch Lomond, Sam Heughan sits by the window, his eyes fixed on the still lake, reflecting the silver-grey sky. He has been here for 3 days. No internet, no phone, no studio. Just him, his whiskey, and the silence that stretches into eternity. On the wooden table in front of him is a blank, cream-colored envelope, next to a crumpled sheet of paper and a silver fountain pen. On the phone screen still glows the message he doesn't want to read again: Caitriona Balfe is officially engaged. The news has spread across the internet in minutes. The whole world is congratulating him. He is the only one who doesn't know what to say. Sam picks up the pen. The tip touches the white paper lightly, but the words keep hiding. He remembered the last time they met, the after-party for the final season of Outlander. The yellow lights, the laughter, the toasts. Caitriona was wearing a navy dress, her hair loose, and her eyes, as gentle as the first day. As everyone left, she stood by the door and whispered, "We've come a long way, haven't we?" He smiled. "Yes, so long and so beautiful. Have you ever thought, if things had been a little different?" She trailed off, her gaze distant. Sam was about to reply, but then someone called her away. She turned, smiled, a smile he would never forget, and disappeared into the crowd. He didn't know it was the last time. Now, there was only the sound of a pen scratching on paper. He wrote, "Cat, I once said I would never write to you, because I was afraid that when someone writes instead of speaks, they miss out on hearing the answer." He paused. The wind whistled through the crackle in the door. The heater crackled. He remembered that morning in Inverness, when they drove to the beach together. She sat in the passenger seat, humming along to an old song on the radio. He just looked at her silently. In that moment, he realized, there are things that don't need to be said to be true. He continued, "I've seen you cry, I've heard you laugh so hard, I've seen you be so strong that the world admires you. But you never knew that every time I watched you leave, something inside me broke." Sam put down the pen, clenched his fists. He wasn't the type to be easily hurt. In the movies, he was always the hero, strong, brave, ready to sacrifice. But in real life, his love for Caitriona was the only thing that made him feel weak. The director once joked, "You two don't need to act. The camera just needs to be on to feel the emotions." The whole crew laughed. They just kept quiet, because in that smile, everyone knew there was something unsaid. The phone lit up again. Hundreds of unread messages, from friends, from reporters, from fans. They all said the same thing: "Have you heard the news?" He hung up, then he took a small photo out of his wallet, a photo taken on the set of the first season, when they were still strangers. He in a night costume, she in a classic dress, both smiling in the rain. That smile, even though it was just for a role, for him, it was the beginning of everything. He said softly, "What if I had said it then, Cat?" The wind outside blew harder, and the rain began to fall. He sat down and continued writing, his handwriting trembling slightly. "I'm not writing to let you reply. I'm writing to remind myself of how I felt. Maybe you'll never read it. Maybe this letter will stay in the drawer, along with the things I never said. But if one day you find it, please don't be sad. Because I was happy, just knowing you were there." He paused, took a deep breath. Tears fell to the corner of the paper, spreading into a smudge. He didn't mean to cry, but his chest felt heavy. Night gradually fell. Outside, the rain pounded on the tin roof. The fireplace had died down, leaving only a weak fire. He folded the letter, put it in an envelope, but didn't write the recipient's name. Then he stood up, put on his coat, and walked outside. Loch Lomond was quiet, its surface reflecting the crescent moon. He walked along the sandbank, the letter in his hand. A strong wind blew, almost making the envelope fall. He looked at it for a long time. Send it, or keep it, he wondered. In his head, her voice echoed, warm, gentle, like the old days. Sometimes, silence is the gentlest way to love. Sam smiled sadly. He folded the letter and put it in his inner pocket. Then I'll keep it, he whispered. Because if you're happy, I don't need to say anything more. When he returned home, the sky began to snow. Tiny white flakes fell among the rain, melting as they hit the ground. On the table, his phone lit up, a new text from Caitriona, just a short line. Thanks for always being my friend, Sam. Even if everything changes, I'm still grateful. He read it, smiling. A warm, but quiet smile. Then he turned off the phone again, sat down by the window, where the snow was still falling outside. On the table, the envelope was still there, unsealed, unaddressed, but mang in which all the things he never talked about.